First, go across to Karuna Gopal of the BJP. Karuna Gopal, how do you really look at this performance of the TDP? Today was a big day, especially when you consider the legacy of the TDP. We've seen, of course, before three-time Chief Minister, but now Chandrababu Naidu, of course, overtaking the TDP legend himself and being sworn in for a fourth time. And all of this wouldn't have been possible without a lot of efforts, without a lot of strategies, and all really coming together. According to you, what really went right for the TDP? And if you could also, along with that answer, to live up to the expectations and the promises, what needs to be done in the future?
Deepak, TDP is a very old party, and the leader of the party has steered it into premier position many, many times. They got their act together. They appealed to diverse sections of society, especially the very fact that I hear constantly from everyone now, especially in this election, is the role played by Nara Lokesh, who apparently was working incessantly only with the youth. And I think that strategic move of ensuring that he worked only with the youth, I think made a lot of difference. Then let's not also forget the alliance partner, Pawan Kalyan, is a magnet. He's a real power star. He pulls people together. So I think it's a very formidable mix of people. Pawan Kalyan leading the whole thing with his, star appeal. Then Chandrababu Naidu with a legacy of having been at the helm of affairs, running a state for such a long time. Then he's known as a visionary leader. I mean, he is also called the CEO. And now deploying, like we say, firing from all cannons. I think they got their act right. And I think people also wanted a change. And they gave them a chance, and we couldn't be more happier.
Okay, for the BJP, how are you going to really look at some of these aspects? Because, the reservation issue, you've had a different stand. Muslim reservation, that's something that has been spoken about, and Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, of course, has been vehemently opposed to that. Some other topics here, as far as functioning in the state, do you feel that the BJP here, how are you going to look at personal growth for the party as well? At the same time, of course, you'll have to look at the trust and continue to maintain that loyalty with your, NDA partner, the TDP there.
I don't foresee any problems at all. I mean, our partnership is going to stay. I mean, it has the staying power because two people, like two leaders like Modi ji and Chandrababu ji, known for their iconic leadership styles and their visionary leadership styles, will perhaps work together, and that is a given. Well, coming to the reservations part, if you have seen during Modi ji's time, we haven't ever said anything against Muslims. In fact, in the last 10 years, Muslims have prospered under the leadership of Modi ji. For instance, look at all the yojanas.
We're not talking about whether you said anything about Muslims. We're talking about the specific aspect of, removing a reservation given to Muslims, and, where the comment came in that, OBCs and SC/STs were probably being affected. This was a comment that came in. I was asking about that particular statement.
Okay. No, so I'm just trying to give you the background. There's nothing against, Muslims from the BJP side. What perhaps the Prime Minister repeatedly said was that there is, in the Constitution, there is absolutely no provision for reservation based on the religion. So that is the only contentious part. And we will sort out our issues. This is not a very big thing. As I said, the community per se is very close to our hearts, and we have done everything. Sabka Vikas is only that. And these
so
minor...
the BJP will not be a roadblock to the TDP in this implementation in Andhra Pradesh. Is that what you're saying? So the BJP will not be a roadblock?
Will not be a roadblock. No.
Right. Okay, let me also bring in Abbas here. Abbas, how do you really look at this? Because, a lot of criticism came in for, Congress in Karnataka, Congress in Telangana, that, they've come to power, talking about big promises, huge expenditure, whether there'll be any sort of development in the state. These were questions that were asked. Now, there are Super 6, of course, that the Andhra government will have to deliver. The people have reposed faith in Chandrababu Naidu. whether, financially it's viable, and do we really look at Chandrababu Naidu struggling fiscally over the next few years to ensure that he lives up to the promises, or is it going to be smooth sailing? Abbas, I believe you're on mute. If you could unmute yourself and then speak.
Sure, thank you. I think it's going to be absolutely interesting as to how Chandrababu Naidu is going to lead from here. I differ from certain points made by the Bharatiya Janata Party. There was an absolute anti-incumbency against Chandrababu Naidu, Jagan Mohan Reddy. The same reason, the same advantage that brought in this with the TDP, the Telugu Desam Party. They rode high on the success of the anti-incumbency. I'll share a quick anecdote with you, Deepak Sahab. I was at Kurnool for a very important event last year. I met a couple of youth there and they were very unhappy. There was anger in there. They were not happy with Jagan Mohan Reddy because he was not providing the jobs that he always promised to the youth. So therefore, over 1 year, the youth has not certainly been happy. Undoubtedly, a Nara Lokesh or any other party member of the TDP must have run the length and breadth. But a strong pattern, if you see in Andhra Pradesh, they have never really voted the same party time and again. If it was YSRCP then, it is TDP now. Also coming to the next point that Karunaji mentioned, ma'am, you mentioned that there's been nothing really against the Muslim party and all of that. I agree with you. But I think Modi ji, as a Vishwaguru, as a global leader and a prime minister, should have abstained from making statements during the election rallies like Zyada Bacche Karne Wale, Ghuspetiya, and also Sharia law will be implemented and so on and so forth, which was uncalled for. And the places he made those statements, he lost both the seat, be it Banswara or the other place. Also, we need to understand that this Hindu-Muslim politics is not going to work. Muslim reservation is one thing which Chandrababu Naidu has always spoken is indeed the need of the hour. Therefore, when BJP vehemently opposes
but
the
as far as
Andhra
politics is concerned, Mr. Abbas, now here you have Mr. Naidu has come to power with a small margin. It's a thumping majority that he has. The BJP is really a small player as far as Andhra is concerned. They are saying that they're not going to be roadblocks. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu has made his stand very clear in the past about the Muslim reservation and other aspects. Now, what I want you to really comment on here is it going to be, a struggle for him to control and tame the BJP here in Andhra Pradesh, even despite having this huge majority for him? And also, fiscally, how difficult is it going to be with the guarantees that he's promised?
Well, Deepak Saab, if you see, even Jagan Mohan Reddy was an outside ally of the Bharatiya Janata Party. But he did face roadblocks. With respect to Andhra Pradesh, he wanted a special status. He wanted huge grants and so on and so forth. Also, if you look at this front, yes, TDP, Chandrababu Naidu is an ally of the BJP, Narendra Modi of the National Democratic Alliances. But it is going to be interesting, like I said earlier, as to how they are going to go with all the plans that Chandrababu Naidu has. Not just that, even with the dream of Amravati, which very, I would say, futuristic town that they are looking at. Also, how the funds are going to come in. A real relationship will be tested on the times. Whether the center is going to allocate enough funding to the project Amaravati and also the Andhra Pradesh at the length. So this, I would definitely say that time shall answer it accordingly. And also, we need to remember the fact that I'd like to repeat myself and tell you that Chandrababu Naidu is one leader from the south of India who have always stood with the Muslim reservation. But BJP vehemently opposes the same. Because here in Karnataka, we saw the Basuraj Bommai government bringing the 4% under the OBC quota to a 2%. We really need to see how the Bharatiya Janata Party at the center and Chandrababu Naidu with the Telugu Desam Party in the state, how they are going to work this out.